Hello, ladies. How are you doing? Happy St. Patrick's Day. So, this is Beverly with Beverly. Welcome and invite you all to settle in for about 30 minutes. And we are going to have a chat about Women's History Month and bring in some important conversation around women's health. I have a colleague who is going to be joining me. And if I can successfully invite her, it's going to be Deon. And looks like she is there.
I'm
Deon, are
here.
you there? Can you hear
Um,
me?
I'm here. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Wow,
Success.
wow.
How are you?
Yay. I'm doing well. And how are you?
I am so excited and so thrilled. Ladies, we are super excited to be here with you. We have been planning this for the month of Women's History Month, and we had every intention to kick off with a bang on the first Sunday of this month, and life happens, and we had to shift, reset, and now we're actually here with you today. So I want to say I'm so grateful for Deon. Deon, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and we're going to get this party started around Women's History Month.
Great. So before I get started and tell you a little about myself, I just want to give a headline for what we're going to be talking about today. Did you know that 70% of women say that these symptoms that we're going to be talking about today have led to divorces? Today's topic is on sexual health and intimacy, and we're going to be talking about how we navigate hormonal changes. Because, ladies, we look, especially if you're over 40, edging over 50, like I am, we have some stuff going on, right? And we're going to try to unpack some of that stuff. We got some changes going on there that we want to just have a good chat. We're having a coffee tea chat today. We're just keeping it real.
Have my
Um, so
coffee always.
yes, I'm really looking forward to having that conversation. So if you are not tuning in yet, come back, come back. We're talking about sexual health and intimacy. So before I dive in, my name is Deon Holgerix. I am the owner and founder of Balance Beyond 40. So if you're not connected with me, please connect with me at Balance Beyond 40 on Instagram. I am a certified holistic health coach, also a certified menopause coach. I am a speaker and author, and also a yoga instructor. And I primarily work with women who are over 40 to empower them, to have them take control of their health, to know that they can achieve whatever they want to, whether it's other things outside of themselves or whether it's their health. I want every woman to know that they're not alone. And so Beverly and I are aligned when it comes to that. We are here for you and you are not alone. Beverly, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Dion, with all of the accolades that you have achieved, I have personally worked with you in my summits. You are amazing. I am so grateful to be in this space with you. So, ladies, I'm Beverly with Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching. I'm a certified health coach, and I'm the founder of the Body and Lifestyle Academy. So, I help women to lean into this midlife and deal with all of these different symptoms that are coming up and know that you can have the best life ever. This is not the end. This is a new chapter, and you can be the best version of yourselves. You just need to know what it is that is happening in your body and make the necessary shifts and changes in your lifestyle, and you can just have the most amazing life. I am super thrilled about our conversation today. This is something to me that, as a health and wellness coach working with women of a certain age, sometimes there's taboo around having this conversation. So Dion is going to kick us off with a marvelous title to have you lean in and just take some notes. And if you have questions, put it in the comments. We'll be monitoring those. We're only going to take about 30 minutes, so it's not going to take very much of your time, but we have some good information for you. So let's
Yeah,
do this.
let's get started. But you said one thing that I just kind of want to piggyback off, Beverly. It's the taboo that's and the stigma just around menopause in general, right?
Yes.
There's that stigma, and you take it a little deeper and you go into sexual health. there is a real problem with that, where women don't even want to talk to women about
Yeah.
it. Women don't
Yeah.
want to talk to their spouse about it.
Right.
And even more importantly, they're not talking to their doctors about it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's something that we have to stop. We've got to stop. This is important. This is a subject that is pulling families apart,
Yes.
right? And if it's that
Yes.
important,
Yes.
why aren't we talking about it? So
Yes.
we're going to have some conversation today, right?
Yes. So I see BB Healthy has joined us. Hello. How are you doing? If you have any comments, any questions, put them in the chat. We'll be monitoring that and we will keep this going. So kick it off, my dear.
Hi, Vanessa from Germany. I know Vanessa. How are you? So one of the first questions that I get when I say this headline, 70% of women say that these symptoms are leading to divorces, is, well, Dion, what are some of those symptoms that we're talking about? Well, it's not a mystery, right? So some of the symptoms we're talking about are lack of sex drive. And you know I'm talking to you, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Low libido, right? We have the vaginal dryness.
Mm-hmm.
And top that off, there's painful sex. Because if you have vaginal dryness, you don't have any desire, you're certainly going to have pain when you're having intercourse. And then we avoid it, right? That's kind of what we do
Yes.
as women. We
Yes.
have a headache, we don't feel good tonight, I'm going to bed late, all of that stuff. But at the same time, we have to also think about our partners. How are they feeling? I mean, a marriage is a lot more, and sex is a big part of marriages, right? We cannot deny that, right? It's really that conversation that we have to have. So those are some of the key symptoms or things that are driving this stigma, this thing that's going on where we're not willing to talk about it.
Right. Right.
So I know women always say, and some of you women who are listening might hear, I say that sometimes, it's my hormones, I'm hormonal. It's just my hormones. I'm behaving like this because it's my hormones. And yes, that is true. There's some of that that's going on here. And when it comes to these symptoms that we're talking about, the low libido, vaginal dryness, painful sex, and no desire, hormones do play a role. They absolutely do. But that's not the whole story, right? There's a little bit more than that. What I will say is that women might other things that might be impacting these symptoms. Poor diet,
Yes.
that is very important. We have to make sure that that is on par.
Right.
Sleep is so underrated. People were not getting enough sleep, and some people wear it with a badge of honor, but it impacts so much.
Not good.
Right? Not good. And stress is like a big thing. We live in a world where we are going to have stress, right? But we have to know how to, or learn how to better manage our stress, because if we don't, it impacts every cell in our body, including our vaginal dryness and our low libido, right? So taking care of stress is important. Lack of exercise is another thing. Body image. But Beverly, I know you are big on body image and how women feel. I'm going to have you talk a little bit about, getting your sexy back and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so I do these quarterly master classes and intensive trainings on Slimmer Sexy You, and this is for women over 40, because what I'm finding is as our hormones are shifting, there's all of these things that are happening on this menopause journey because your parents are aging, you're possibly empty nesting, maybe getting ready for retirement, relationship changes. There's a whole myriad of things, and it starts to impact our self-image. We feel like we're invisible, and I see that and hear that a lot. And for whatever reason, that's never been me. And that's why I feel like I am so empowered to talk about this and help women to get their slimmer, sexy vision of themselves back. It's like your body's going to change as you go through the aging process. When you were a young lady and you were going through the initial hormonal changes as you were going into your teen years, and then maybe having children and hormones are shifting again, and it's happening as you go through midlife. It is a constant shift, but as our bodies are changing and shifting, we shouldn't disappear. We're relevant. But you have to, like you say, tap into all of these areas. Make sure you're getting your sleep. Make sure you're eating properly. Nutrition is so key. Make sure that you're putting yourself first. And that's the self-care part. And if you start doing these things one by one, you will put yourself first, and you will realize how important life is and how you can be so impactful, because there are people watching you. The younger generation that's coming, sometimes they didn't have any conversations with their parents or grandmothers or moms about this menopause journey. But as we go through it and learn better, we can help teach the next generation coming up. In addition to that, for those who are in relationships, like you said, these partners, they want to have intimate relationships. And if you don't have a good self-image, then it's difficult for you to give yourself to another person. So empower yourself and do everything you can to make you a priority. And as you do that, then the intimacy will start to show up. But there's a whole lot more to it. So I'll give it back to you, Deon.
No, thanks for that. That's like adding context to all of that, right? So I think the message that I'm getting from you, Beverly, is that we have the power, right? We maybe we'll need additional help, but it first starts with us. And
Definitely.
taking that action, like we're on this midlife journey, we're going to encounter so much. You've outlined a lot of things. I mean, in addition to the hormonal things that are happening in our bodies, women, we deal with so much, like we do it all. And so knowing that the power is within you to make yourself feel good, whether it's going to your doctor, getting treatment, or pulling from yourself, your lifestyle, your diet, all of that, we have the power to do that.
So, we do. So I want to say hi to Heavy Rex. Thanks for joining us. We are having a conversation around this midlife. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Anything that we can do to address what you're here, we're happy that you are joining us today. So Deon, I'm going to let you continue. I think we had a couple more questions that we wanted to try to address while we're here. And it's just so amazing. The time is just zipping away. I was just double checking. We have about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. So we're getting there. So I know I started the conversation to say that hormonal changes are definitely driving low libido and painful sex and lack of sex drive. Definitely. And I've talked about the other end of the spectrum, the other things that are also driving it. But let's just spend a minute or so, Beverly, if we can, just talk a little bit about the hormones that are really driving this, and some of the things we're going to get into, some of the things that we can do to help ourselves, right? Just in the interest of time. I can't believe we're almost 15 minutes in.
I told you.
So as we age, you know, there are hormonal changes that are happening, and some of the hormones are actually driving some of these symptoms that we're having. Some of the key hormones at play are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Those are like the big three that are responsible for a lot of these different symptoms, actually, even though we have hundreds of hormones, right? But
we have
those
lots. But there's a number one.
the star, and the star of them all, in my view, based on what it's responsible for, is really estrogen, right? And
so it's the estrogen, ladies.
It's the estrogen. And just know that the direction that these hormones are going in, the levels, is they're decreasing.
It's a nosedive.
And as they decrease, these symptoms become more pronounced, and we feel them, because we're not up here anymore. We're like going down here. So we need to do things to kind of get things back in balance. So estrogen is queen, right? We know that. It plays a big role, and it's responsible for maintaining the vaginal lubrication, elasticity, and thickness of the vaginal wall. The plumpness. Yes, the plumpness. So when that nose dives, our face, we'll see it in our skin, and believe it or not, in our vaginas, right? So the estrogen is going down, and so that creates dryness down there. So we don't want to underestimate what is happening in our bodies. And so I think it's important as women that we understand what is happening,
Right.
and so that we can take the proper action. So
Right.
Beverly, I think we can move into talking a little bit about, so look, I'm a woman, I have painful sex, I don't want to
Yeah.
have sex, I have vaginal drive.
Yeah.
What can I do, right? You're out
Yeah.
there listening. What can we do?
Yeah.
Right?
So what I'm going to share with you is a personal experience that I had. So as we navigate this journey, our body is changing, our skin is changing, our hair is changing. Like, you have to be in the mindset, okay, this is happening. Let me see what I can do to adjust, modify, change, and switch. I will say, when it comes to your hormones, your food supply is one of the things that can help to bring a little more balance in. So one of the things that I found out for myself is that if I'm eating properly and energizing myself, then that is going to help me to be energetic, motivated, and change my mindset around woe is me. Okay, so that's the first one. The next one is being open. Ladies, we are mature women. We have needs, and we need to tap into that. Don't let the fatigue and all of the other excuses diminish your femininity. And I personally had been in an environment working with so many men, testosterone driven, high ranking individuals, corporate level, like it's always go, 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 press, press, press. And I found that I had been moving in my masculine energy, and it was diminishing my feminine energy. And it wasn't until I was doing these series of summits. I was doing them like every quarter, bringing in specialists from, nutritionists, chefs, doctors, nurses. I brought in holistic practitioners, and I actually brought in a couple of feminine doulas. And there was a woman that came on, and she walked us through some exercises to tap into our femininity. And I remember when she was on, kind of thinking in my mind, like, this is going to be cute, thinking it's going to be cute. She gave us the exercise to do, and I'm telling you, during the interview with her, I'm sitting there feeling my body tingling, and I'm wiggling and squirming in my chair. You see, I'm fiddling with my hair. It's like I had tapped into my femininity. After that conversation with her, I said, let me follow this young lady because I feel like I'm out of balance. I need to bring myself back into balance. And that's one of the things that I have really recognized. As we go through this menopause journey, we need to tap into the feminine. So I took her class. I think it was like a 8-week class, couple of months. I have a full schedule, and I couldn't actually be there every day. But the days that I was there, honey, this lady had me ready to tango around a pole. Like, and it awakened something in me. It really did. So, ladies, I just want you to know it's not gone, it's not dried up. It's like you need to bring in that feminine energy, because when you do, fireworks. That's all I'm saying.
Fireworks, flames, woo!
So that's
Fireworks.
my personal experience. So I don't know if you have something similar to that, Dion.
No, no. I can't top that. But I am pulling from your energy. I am definitely pulling from the energy where it tapping into that femininity,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that we're still juicy and we're
Mm-hmm.
still
Yes.
sexy. And look, we might put a little bit of weight on, but we're still fabulous. Love
Yes.
yourself, love on yourself, because ladies,
Absolutely.
if you don't love what it is that you are and who it is that you are, then how do you expect someone else to love you?
Mm-hmm.
All of you,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
whatever that looks like, every
Mm-hmm.
little bit of you.
All
And
of
that
you.
also helps with really getting that sex drive going.
Mm-hmm.
Saving your marriage, saving your relationships
Mm-hmm.
that you're into with your partners.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to end up in divorce, right? Because this is a thing that could definitely send us there. as we've seen based on the research.
Mm-hmm.
So with
Mm-hmm.
that, Beverly, I want to spend a little bit of time. Let's talk about some solutions. And these solutions are from the experts. They're from
Mm-hmm.
GYN,
Mm-hmm.
research doctors.
Mm-hmm.
These we've
Right.
actually pulled. I have recommended, I have suggested to some of my clients that I coach inside of Balance Beyond 40
Mm-hmm.
to try some of these.
Okay.
Some have had success and
Mm-hmm.
some haven't,
Mm-hmm.
different things. We all are made up differently.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these are, it's going to be based on your individual body. But
Mm-hmm.
before I even get into that, what I will say, ladies, this full disclaimer and disclosure, neither Beverly and I are medical doctors, right? And that's why we pull from the experts, the
Mm-hmm.
people who know this stuff
Mm-hmm.
well. Before
Mm-hmm.
you make any changes at all to any treatment plan or use any products, you need to talk to your doctor first.
Absolutely.
And maybe
Absolutely.
that's your GYN. That's probably the best doctor to speak to about these situations. In addition to having those conversations, your GYN should be asking you, are you having sex? Mine does. She does. She asks because they know that it's an important thing. And you better be prepared to have that conversation. As
Mm-hmm.
squirmy as it may seem to some people, it is
Mm-hmm.
very important that we start having that conversation, ladies.
Yeah.
So, some of the solutions that the experts recommend, one is first over-the-counter vaginal moisturizers or
Mm-hmm.
lubricants.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick them up at the pharmacy, but
Mm-hmm.
again,
Right.
consult with your doctor before you
Mm-hmm.
try any of these.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are used internally and some are
Mm-hmm.
used
Yes.
externally. And what they do is they add moisture to the
Moisture. Mm-hmm.
vagina, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
you don't have that painful
Mm-hmm.
experience when you
Right.
do try to have sex at any given time.
Right.
And so, Beverly, you tapped into some of the other things with the physical exercises that
Yeah.
women need to do, and mindfulness. Mindfulness is also a nice component that you can bring
Mm-hmm.
into this.
Mm-hmm.
Not smoking. If you are a
Yeah.
smoker, just know that it's impacting these symptoms a lot.
Yeah.
And
So we have somebody else joining us,
oh,
Melina. Thank you for being here.
hi,
Hi, Melina. We're
Melina.
running into our last 5 minutes or so. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We're happy to address them, but we are covering the last section about what we can do for our health when it comes to our sexuality and intimacy. And Deon was going through a couple of them. So you talked about the lubricants and a couple more items we have to consider.
Right, the cream. And then the other part of that, and I know sometimes women get a little squirmish about hormonal treatments, and I'm not talking about hormone replacement
Mhm,
therapy at all. This
mhm,
is just tablets and creams. It's
mhm,
mostly estrogen based.
mhm. Yes.
And
Yes.
what the experts do say is that these creams, they have special estrogen creams and tablets
Mhm,
and vaginal
mhm,
rings. They
mhm.
release less estrogen in the body than the regular conventional hormone
Right.
replacement therapy.
Right.
So you really need to have that conversation to your doctor
Mhm.
so they can best decide what is right for you based on the
Yeah.
information. But ladies, do your homework and know your facts.
Yeah.
That way you can have an intelligent conversation with your doctor and know what's right for you. A couple more
Yeah.
things as we're running down. Paying attention to emotional intimacy. What do I mean by that? Your partner, you have to be emotionally vested and emotionally connected, whatever that means to you. But it's just that helps with the intimacy. So
Yes.
being emotionally connected to your partner is very, very important.
Mhm,
Express
mhm.
affection, hug, kiss, touch on the butt, whatever it is. Affection does help to increase our sex drive. And lastly, I will say, see a therapist if you need to. That's kind of a
Mhm,
last resort. I mean, there are couples that may need to go in front of somebody
mhm,
to kind of be the arbiter for their relationship. If that's what it comes to, I think you should be open to it if you need to save your relationship, because this topic is way too
mhm.
important
Yeah.
for us not to have a
Yeah.
conversation about.
Right. Right.
I don't know if there are any questions in the comments
I
or
haven't
anything.
seen anything that
Okay.
came up yet, but everybody's just waving. Thank you for being here. It's so exciting to have this conversation
Yeah.
and to have you here with us. The last thing that I would like to share when it comes to that, you're talking about intimacy, you're talking about a partner, but also remember, you can be intimate with yourself. You can love on yourself. You can psychologically find space to love on you because sometimes we are so empty that it's difficult to give to somebody else. So find some time for yourself, ladies. I am in love with me in not the vain way, but like I think about how amazing it is for us to actually be in this life, what it takes for the sperm to unite with the egg and to actually make it to life. If you're here and then to make it to midlife and menopause, we are amazing individuals. We are spirit beings. We are loving human beings. So find time to love on yourself. I have a practice every morning that I go through, and part of it is my self-care. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm so thankful that I'm a woman. I get to experience being a woman. I dress in my little gorgeous, intimate gowns and little camis. Like, I love being a woman. Tap into that. Show yourself some love. Wear your beautiful perfumes. Burn your scented candles. Put your essential oils in your diffuser. Do these little things to tap in mentally and love yourself, okay? Because you matter. So we're out of time. I cannot
Yes.
believe this, but
Yes.
I'm going to let you close out. Deon, this topic has been amazing. The ladies, I think you are so well served about what you heard and how you can take this information and make a step in being a person that is going to prioritize your health, your wellness, your mindset, and your intimacy.
Yep. Yep. So I'll just close with, so if you are a woman out there who was listening to this discussion, conversation between us, and your experience is experiencing low libido or painful sex or just not ever in the mood, and it's important to your relationship, tap into yourself. Like Beverly said, there are things you can do, there are solutions that are out there that can help you.
Yeah,
Don't stay stagnant, don't destroy
right.
your family for this. It's way too important. Have the conversation with your partner, have the conversation with your doctor, even if you have to talk to your girlfriend. There's nothing embarrassing about it. If you're going through this, you're grown, right? We're grown and matured, and we can have this conversation. So I will leave you with that. I will also tell you, you are not alone. There are many of us out here, myself and Beverly, who are supporting a ton of women as they're going through this midlife journey. You are not alone. Connect with us, connect with Beverly, connect with myself at Balance Beyond 40. We are here to support you. And just know that you're not alone, ladies. You're not alone. And we'll leave you with that as we close this session out for Women's History Month. Thank you,
Yes.
Beverly. You were
Thank you
amazing.
so much. This
Amazing.
information has been powerful. Thanks for all of your knowledge and the great information that you've shared. Ladies, thank you for being here as we recognize Women's History Month. We all matter. We bring something to the table, and there are people that are waiting for us to show up in the best version of ourselves. So thank you for being here. We look forward to connecting with you again. We'll be here next Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be covering another topic to help you on this journey. So take care. Have a wonderful day, ladies.
Bye,
Mwah. Take care.
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks.